We pledge love and loyalty to be country salute. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet salute. We not for make this country fall. Mama salute. We let we salute.
Sierra Leone is indeed a land rich in natural resources, including diamonds, gold, bauxite, and rutile, along with a vast potential for agriculture and fisheries. However, the shadows of its past, most notably the brutal civil war from 1991 to 2002, continue to haunt the nation. The war, fueled by corruption, economic disparity, and the infamous blood diamond, left deep scars on the social, political, and economic fabric of the country. The politics of grievance, characterized by deep-seated resentment and divisions along ethnic, regional, and partisan lines, remains a dominant force in Sierra Leone's political landscape. These grievances often stem from historical injustice, perceived marginalization of certain groups, allegedly corruption and nepotism. As a result, the political discourse and interactions in Sierra Leone are frequently charged with mistrust and antagonism, impeding efforts to build a unified national identity. This fractured political climate has significant implications for nationhood and development. The continuous cycle of blame and counter-blame between political parties has diverted focus from more critical developmental policies and reforms. Public institutions struggle with inefficiency and corruption, further eroding citizens' trust in the government. Consequently, national unity remains elusive, with regional and ethnic loyalty often taking precedence over a collective national identity. The lack of a cohesive national vision undermines development efforts, as political instability discourages foreign investment and disrupts long-term planning. Social cohesion is also compromised, with communities remaining divided along political and ethnic lines. For Sierra Leone to progress towards true nationhood and sustainable development, it is essential to address these historical grievances, promote inclusive governance, and foster a political culture that prioritizes national interest over partisan gains.
Yes, Fumble. Una good evening, good afternoon, good day, and good morning to some of una where they at the eastern side from Usade. Today, we are coming to take a critical look at what happened over the weekend. And I know I don't hear a lot of discussions. I been really mean today for can discuss about education in Sierra Leone, the type of education we'll get, how it impact development. What I say last shelf down the first, because an examination don't come. And that exam we need for take them. Exam na inquiry. ECOWAS don't go an examination to Sierra Leoneans. Since the last so-called elections in 2023, where did they exactly make them 2 years? Then throw a question to Sierra Leone. We don't hear beaucoup. ECOWAS go come, ECOWAS go come, this go come, that go come. We also don't see some countries in West Africa left the ECOWAS. You see, before I go to the topic, the main topic today, I want to talk to Miss Sierra Leone and fumble them, because I don't know what in the reason. I never inquire, and I not like for make assumptions, because I'm not supposed to like for research before I can talk or act. But Sierra Leoneans normally believe, say, life na something and they give you a plate. Sierra Leoneans normally believe, say, everything you want, it come to you easy. I want to talk to Sierra Leoneans today, say, in this life, if you not take part, part go take you. I go repeat this. In this life, if you not take part, part go take you. What in that mean? If we say we not ready for think, we plan, we stand up for make we country how we want make them, well, this is what we get. In life, you get what you pay for. If you don't pay and expect to get free meals, they will give you any kind of trash to eat. And this exactly we get in Sierra Leone. We have been given all kinds of trash in 64 years because we they refuse for directly participate. You see, I get one my friend we can make palaver. I know they call him name, but I know say no when they talk. They talk to. Because he thinks he's the most Pan-Africanist mind. And so we self-sabi we own small Pan-Africanism. But me own Pan-Africanism, I not believe so for the blame. Before ask we self, what thing will not they do? We make all this they happen to we. Because in this life, now several lanes or several angles of processes they happen where they make something come. In this life, if now you're a partnership, you get for be two-way lane and go and come. If one hand they go no more, that hand they go take big mondo, then that's no go left. If one hand they go no more, that hand they what he take, they expect say they can give you. Because now he make the effort. Sierra Leone, we get two things when our problem. One, we want things to be done for us. Sorry, I get small cold. We want things to be done for us, and it must be done immediately. Secondly, we believe system where we all growing. We all are part of that belief system. Even me they talk, that thing they can affect me. We believe, say, when we are ready, things should happen. And that it should come because somebody has to be responsible, not us. There has to be a provider, there has to be a leader, there has to be every external power for do what you want when we want them. As a matter of fact, now that make up to this time, in the 21st century, we still believe in juju and we go on and then kind funny things then they. We never ever see them we rationalize say, that man they go make juju to, that man they go look on to. If he has all these powers, why is he not as rich as Elon Musk or whatever? If I had those powers, I'll be the richest man. Just like at times when I can talk to certain people on some project consultancies working they do, I see and hear the doubt. So this man, sometimes I use you, one can use we, then you want to take the money. If there was a way for me to take that money without calling you people, I would have gathered all that money and gone to Sierra Leone. I forbid the richest man at Sierra Leone. I make Kamarimba, all mango they can. Even before they go visit me. That's how before they tell and say, you, what you they lose, so enough, I know. You say, we get to understand, say, life is made for challenges. And the challenges are there to make us think, create, plan, do whatever they change the world around we, whether we want to make them better, whether we want to spoil them, because we get the free will. We get the free will. But at the same time, we get for no say, whatever path we take, if we think, plan, and create for good, the good they meet we. If we think, plan, and create for bad, the bad they come. And we they see every day before we. Rather than we sit down, they blame a few people there, now then do so. Now then do that. Let us ask, what is it that all of us are not doing? Where they make things not they work? We make Sierra Leone, a country with so much potentials. Right now, are the worst country in Africa. Sierra Leone is the worst country in Africa. They would not be fooled or carried away by the data what they read online. That would be very practical. A country with 64 years after independence, not able to get proper electricity, you not get water supply, you not get food. Over 60% of the people and they at risk. We not get equipped hospitals. That country cannot be classified as a place that is amongst those developing. Building houses is not development. It's a way of creating wealth, but it is not development. Let us get that clear. As a matter of fact, the way we they build houses in Sierra Leone, not so even wealth creation. Because individuals building houses, whatever they do, yes, over a period of time, that money go they come to them as rent or whatever. But compared to other places, also it gets organized real estate industries. We are virtually tying up capital. Some man they work throughout in life for build one house. Where he don't build and done, he sit down the 5 years, he die. Without any plan as to what to do with that house going forward. All of this they reflect, say, the way they think na part of the problem. And that problem, I don't bring we to this point. That is why I say, the ECOWAS don't give you an examination for seat. And when the seat exam for make you pass them, you get for think. Well, of course, Sierra Leone, most times we don't think much because what you do, we only need for lift in the teacher will go get them back. Now I make most of we, they pass with PhDs, but we not functional illiterates. We not get the ability for think outside. we are not critical thinkers. But where you have critical thinkers in an exam, you know they go guillotine and give. They use the concept where you don't learn, you apply them, you explain them, you make clear according to the question what they ask you. Now, ECOWAS don't ask we question. From 2 years ago, to get to election, we've had several talks about ECOWAS coming to solve problem, about that get for happen so, about military force go come, about that go come. Well, of course, I don't believe so in the area, and some of who believe it because some of we know what in are the procedures were involved. And some of we know say, if we want use ECOWAS for change Sierra Leone, we still able use ECOWAS for change Sierra Leone. Some of we know say, now that they don't make Julius Maada be chairman of ECOWAS, this is the right time Sierra Leoneans should stand up. Put the ECOWAS to test. Now don't give an exam, we say, Lord, give the exam. Put them to test. How do we put them to test? There are procedures we need to follow. Now we see if ECOWAS really they work in the interest of the people of West Africa, or then they work in the interest of a few people who are members of a club. This is not the assignment we'll get from now on. This is not the assignment where every Sierra Leonean for you don't think about. Rather than we they blame this, we they talk this. Well, some people think, oh, that's it's not an achievement. It's a rotational thing. Every member state of every international institution gets a point in time where then they make them for be chair. Being chair means when una there at meeting, now he do all the gravel and waiting for control the meeting. And I hope say that woman never go disgrace with you. Because me, I not believe in mental state. I don't believe him. That guy is disorganized mentally. He doesn't know any procedures. So I hope them go school him before that time reach. So make it go chair meeting. So all this noise and holy-bolly where then they make, let us look at the real issue. If ECOWAS, the institution will be in the respect ethical standards, would they have? Yes, it's normal, a normal procedure. But there is always an exception to every rule. And exceptions happen because we don't want to break certain standards. Exceptions happen because certain emergency situation, they say, okay, now left the rules first, now deal with this situation. We go come back and examine the rule. But the situation we're in Sierra Leone, not an emergency, but it's a dangerous situation. It's a situation that borders around the well-being of the region. It's a situation that borders around the credibility of the very ECOWAS. So if the ECOWAS been what insult, then before look at the situation and say, okay, this, yes, not so for being now they turn this, but let us make an exception. But I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame the ECOWAS because even the United Nations, they don't do the same, Security Council. I know ECOWAS go hide their arguments behind the fact that Security Council they don't allow this country seat. Not so Julius Maada be them be allowed seat. Na Sierra Leone. And normally, When that happens, the ambassador now is supposed to go for freedom on behalf of Sierra Leone. Not to head of state, but where we, na munku by packet, egoist by nature, we look for the goal side. We go show we self out and we feel say now that make we relevant. The world they laugh we. So look at them munku here. The cow Norwegian them tell me say you different. You people all they lie. But you different. They told me that in this country in 2008. They say Sierra Leoneans, they lie. We they see through the lies, but you different. You, the only thing about you get a temper. Hello, I'm busy. You get a temper. They told me. We get for look at ourselves and find the reasons for we issues them and try for change what you need for change. There's a lot of lies and falsehoods being circulated now. And all that now they do well for we society. You know, they do well for we society in the sense that when people get used to falsehood, when people get used to believing what should not be believed, gradually society they deteriorate. And when it deteriorates, we want for blame. Who do we blame but ourselves? Let us take responsibility. ECOWAS are not said and they hide behind the fact that United Nations Security Council allowed Sierra Leone at the time when it was due. What a lot of people now understand about them procedures than they is that ECOWAS is a government. What is it? Sorry. United Nations is a government. The structure like how any good functioning government they operate. What in that mean? The members of staff, whether political appointees or not, that are in the United Nations, for as long as their term of office expired, now then are the administrators of the world. That means the Sierra Leone ambassador to the United Nations is considered the administrator representing Sierra Leone. It was on that basis that when it was due for Sierra Leone to head the Security Council, they appointed Sierra Leone. It was not an election on appointment. And not to the first time, it happened at the time of Shaka Stevens also. At that time, the ambassador will be there, I think, one Palmer something, now him be represent we at the Security Council. But this time, they made it into politics as we don't make we relationship into politics. Because the set of Sierra Leoneans now running Sierra Leone across the board in all the political parties are nothing but functional illiterates and idiots. They will not sit down and reason over things. Instead, then they use them for capitalize on their greed and desire for hold on to power, such that then they divide people them. It's how they grow up, we don't know men, they will not know Timmy. We know must say people and they speak different languages. And We had that craving to learn those languages because we wanted to belong. Today, speaking a language is a crime in Sierra Leone because we have nothing in the intellectual class but functional illiterates and idiots. Because if they are not, they should be doing better. Every country, now the intellectuals, now then they make the country go before. Every country, now the intellectuals, they provide the mental framework, when are the most important thing. We make them say the human resource, now the most important resource. The mental framework, we make South Korea without minerals, now a stable and functional economy. Because they don't have idiots and functional illiterates. They have people who are thinking, planning, and acting on those plans for make the country go before. So, if the United Nations may allow that, they did it on the principle of the permanency of governance and permanency of institution and procedures. It was not about a person. Whoever go there, now ego go show, and the white man is so civilized that they are tolerant to any kind of nonsense. You are tolerated, or they no say na nonsense you they do. They don't care. These are the things we have to begin to reason out for understand. Maybe this is the argument the ECOWAS is hiding behind. That's okay. We want to make this place an independent institution. This meeting, will it take place? Now, meeting will need to forget institutional sanity. Whatever country has been destined for it, let us give it to them. That aside, the case still on. Maybe this is a test to us Sierra Leoneans. Maybe the ECOWAS did it willfully to see how we are going to react. And our reaction should not always be one of violence. No go protest, no go bonos. Only mad men did behave that way. There are better ways to do things in life. I make them say the pen is mightier than the sword. What do you mean? Thinking is bigger than the muscle. Think properly. You move mountains. With all you tranquil you get, you able to move mountains. Now think properly. He plan out for cutter. He get the machine with the cutter. He move the mountain go. That's the power of the pen, or the power of the intellect. And this is what Sierra Leoneans should begin to use from now on. ECOWAS don't throw a challenge. They don't give an exam. We able to sit that exam. Myself, they throw the challenge. We able to sit that exam. On the other side, knowing us Africans, especially West Africans, for what we are, is this not an examination on the ECOWAS? Have they not failed the ethical standards exam? If they have failed, ECOWAS is an institution belonging to every West African. What are we going to do, and how are we going to do it to get ECOWAS back? Because we need, whatever we say, we need ECOWAS. We can change them, we get other name, but we need that union. We need them. The more, the merrier. Sierra Leone can have all the minerals, but Sierra Leone has only 8 million people. Take all of West Africa, that population in West Africa, we need them if we want to do serious business. If we want to create billionaires in West Africa or in Africa, we need them. Aliko Dangote, He's the richest man in Africa today. But he didn't limit his wealth creation only to Nigeria. He went out. He even came to Sierra Leone. Under the last government, he made a package, cement, they do other things. Whatever happens, he had to leave because we corrupt and stupid. We not use them as an example. We not encourage them for making invest in the country for people create jobs. But every day they not plane. They burn the country money. They go clean image and look for investors. That's how stupid we are. Your neighbor, what you they go look for it, now your neighbor use. You know, go to the neighbor, say, but neighbor, you self know the condition we get. Now can't see, but I'll go do this thing. Let we all profit. But the left hand, you take motor car or you take plane, you go far. Or go fend what you neighbor get. Now only morons they behave that way. And you know, it's painful to be saying this. I don't intend to be insulting anyone. But when people have stopped thinking, there are times you get forget and shock let them weak. And the shock, you don't need for go to the extent for begin take lives. Tell them the hard fact, the hard way. That they make them wake up. Even me, they tell me that when I can do it, I say, well, boy, you are a bloody idiot, you stupid. I tell myself that. The ECOWAS don't give you an exam. Are we going to pass that exam? Can we come together to see? Because today is exactly 2 years after this botched election, then going to that nonsense procedure where they say tripartite. And of course, the tripartite getting your own questions, then Boku. Not all that I can for discuss today, but you get plenty questions. Paramount of which, when you granite loss, then say for confirm the granite. When I see some of the granite, you dey go give squirrel the granite for keep. That's a question that we have to take home. We go come back, we can discuss this tripartite. Today, let's pay attention to this issue about the ECOWAS and what in Sierra Leoneans for do. At this material moment, the whole world, they pay attention. At this material moment, people with ethical sanity, people with moral sanity all over the world, they ask. We've heard that there was problem with the elections in Sierra Leone. How come this man is now chairman of the sub-region body? That's a question people with ethical and moral sanity go ask. They may not ask it publicly because not to them business, they are not Sierra Leoneans. But they may ask some of the Sierra Leoneans they know, they may ask some of the Sierra Leoneans they deal with. And I'm sure most of us would not have an answer to that. Because most of us, when faced with such critical issues, we find it difficult to provide answers. But for some, those who know that when the going gets rough, the tough should get up and be going, they have an answer for that. And the answer simply is, whenever you are faced with an extreme situation in life, that is the time you should think in extreme for act in a way where you change that situation. civilization here has nothing to do with muscular barbarism, because that's what Sierra Leoneans know. Some of us don't know it. We don't believe in it. Muscular barbarism is a measure of our uncivilized status. Those who think, oh, go use force, we go kill them. You just tell people they think properly, say you're not civilized, you're not baboon. You're doing it, people know it, the world knows it. You go out to the world, you go talk your crap, then they listen to it, because the white man's so civilized. He did team up before you curse him, I mean, they smile. You know, say you don't curse him, I mean. We, when they curse mama, they react, vex, because we civilization, they low. Civilization not to close and sus and motoka, not tolerance. Just that one word, tolerance. When you tolerate what you don't like, and when what you don't like tolerates you, then you live together peacefully. And that's what is called civilization. We don't see them. We don't see videos, they go around. All man, they all about Macron. They don't reb on Niger, they don't reb. Yes, they don't reb them, fine. Then somebody go publicly, go cuss her. We saw his reaction, he smiled, he stood there, he spoke to the person. That was the highest level of civilization expressed by a man. From that day, I know say this guy, he knows what he is doing. Anybody do that in Africa, that moment that you are dead. Because we're not civilized. This is a challenge for us. It's not an insult, it's a challenge. We're so reactive, we're so full of ego that we think, say, oh, when then cause you for react. And that's not the biggest setback for the African race. That's the biggest setback for we living together as a nation. Now the biggest setback, we don't put rules out there so today. Now we ask questions about how do we get out from this and how do we get on. But as I say, when the going gets tough, the tough should get up and be going. ECOWAS don't take an institutional decision. It's institutional because it's a rule laid out years ago at the time Julius Maada Bio was going to school. So they cannot break it. Or maybe they have broken it to test us. And if you ask me, this is the time those who are ready to see change in Sierra Leone should make their voices heard. Making your voice heard is not about going to curse and fight. I have no business cursing Julius Maada Bio because I understand why he's behaving the way he's behaving. This is who he is. This is what he knows. This is how he was brought up. Nobody can change that except himself. And he is not ready to change that. So spending time to curse him is like wasting time. But if the whole society decides, say, okay, this is what we have identified as being wrong, how do we change it? That conversation, that awareness, go make Julius Maada Bio sit down in a quiet moment and say, we see all man they talk so, that look me for sometimes, what they do so not correct. Then he may change. Then approach here, now we they refuse for look at. Because we think, say, now for put we go before everything, now I make we men and women. Someone like, no, don't win. What have you won? Tell me, what have you really won? Something that is rudimentary, something that is going to happen again some years from now. Is that a winning thing? It's there, it's already decided it's not a winning. And it doesn't make anyone special. When Sheikh Stevens became chairman of the OAU, it didn't make him special. As a matter of fact, Sierra Leone lost money because of that. Although some people, oh, no, OAU, not to OAU Puel Salon. Now we Puel we self because now they think. OAU done years ago. Wow, we still poor. Is life static? Is it not a dynamic process? They tell them they make OAU not Sierra Leone. China was a suffering nation. Look at China today. They are second biggest world power, economic power, if not the biggest. So not to OAU Puel Salon, but Chaka Stevens hosted OAU. It costed Sierra Leone a lot of money, and that thing was only for 1 year. Chaka Stevens also hosted ECOWAS, where not been spend boku money because the infrastructure from OAU been there. We been get radio and television station at Jotong. That radio station been they go all over West Africa. We had one of the first FM stations in West Africa from broadcasting from Jotong near Lompa, Waterloo. That television station been they go all over West Africa. I remember as a student at Jala University, we been get television at the student canteen. We they go look film then they, a Wi-Fi, etc., etc. I mean, get one funny Indian film. What one funny film? What I mean, they play Saturdays. What's in 9 I mean, some comedy. I don't forget the title. All those things had happened. They are gone, and we don't even have them now because we are not thinking. We are not planning. We are day-to-day people. We can't do it and we done. Tomorrow I can't it done. We have to change. We have to change here. If we don't, then change will change us, and it may be painful. And to God, the change we don't set now for happen at Sierra Leone. If we not see them, we face the facts about the wrongs what they do in Sierra Leone. If that change can reach we, there will be a lot of regrets globally. Because we are preparing the ground psychologically for an ethnic war. A war that will be worse than Rwanda. But when you talk, hey, it's not going to be, God not going to agree because God idle for the BBC tree. Oh, sit down and rubbish, you know they think. You know they plan. If Sierra Leoneans want a change in Sierra Leone, stop thinking that, oh, I go vote for the own and me fumble or party way they me say go benefit. Become an active participant in the day-to-day affair of Sierra Leone. When something is not right, have the tenacity to say it is not. If the person then kill you for that self, that was where you were marked to die. Every die gets sababu. And person know they die before in time, yeah? And the other thing, if somebody can't kill you for the truth, so be it. It's a lie there forever. You not get for die. Not to so. You not get for die. They there forever. These are the things we have to get out of. They don't create a syndrome for make people not get time for look at their affairs because everybody is afraid. If you talk, we wait, We know what you go do. They will create problems for you here and there. Well, they create problems for those who are limited in intellectual capacity, not for those who can think out of the box. That's why I always tell people I don't need Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone needs me. I don't need Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone needs me. I am doing what I'm doing for Sierra Leone because I have an ethical and moral obligation to my motherland. I have that obligation to the fatherland. But I'm not doing it hoping that somebody is going to pay me. I don't care about your payments. You don't have money to give me. If you want to bribe me, do you have $5 billion? Come with it. I'll take it. That's what I'm worth. I don't say I have it in the bank. That's what I'm worth. That's what I value myself to be. Because I believe I have the capacity to generate that much when I believe I have a need for it. For some of us who know our left from our right, money is not what drives us. It's sanity that drives us, ethics that drives us, truth that drives us, trust that drives us. Because we know with all those things, the sky is the limit. If you have all those things, you can get what you want when you want it. Some of you now don't live now overseas for long. When I get credit card, do you know why you have that credit card? It's because of these things I've just said. Trust, truth, sanity. The minute you begin mess up with your credit card, then you are messed up because all these three disappear. The only currency that exists in this life is trust. Trust is the currency. Money is a medium of exchange. So now we have trust issue in Sierra Leone. We have trust issue with the ECOWAS. This whole thing where ECOWAS don't do, it don't heighten the trust issue in Sierra Leone. It don't heighten the trust issue with that institution. This is what we have to think around and find a solution to. Are we ready for that as a people? And are we ready to find a peaceful solution that will be win-win? Another thing I go bring come before I take the short break, I come back, because in the second segment, they can't deal with something else. It's the question about leadership. We understanding of leadership is part of the problem of Sierra Leone. We beliefs about leadership is part of the problems of Sierra Leone. We get a crisis where it play into this ECOWAS and voting issue they discussed today. That crisis is that, and it is very, very, very deep in West Africa, not only Sierra Leone. The crisis is we not get a line, or we not get a mental demarcation between traditional leadership and foreign induced leadership. With a mix up, box up, the all two juxtapose them such that the minute the African, the West African, or the Sierra Leonean get to power, it mentally transform itself into a force whereby force everybody for the under in command. If you're not the under in command, you have to face harsh measures. That was the method used in those days to enslave people. If we are still using it today, then our leaders have slave masters. They'll left for point finger upon Europeans. They'll point to leaders them. Then get the slave master mentality. And at the slave master mentality, then they take doting and get for do. Then at the same time, they not get no remorse. Then they go back, go project themselves as the good guys, the best guys. If we leaders now get slave master mentality, Julius Maada should not be behaving the way he's behaving. Before Sidom, he asked himself, what am I doing? Is this correct? Because a leader is not one to lead people as a gorilla head. A leader is one to lead people for everybody to come on board. And everybody do tige for do at your own level for make everything work for everybody. The greatest failures of leaders them now because then they create that psychological barrier between them and the people that they're not able to do what's in for do. You are a human being. You only have 24 hours to operate on, like everybody else get 24 hours to operate on. If you not allow people them, for make them get access to the resources, let them able to do it in them for do within that 24 hours in 365 days, then nothing will change in that society. Nothing. And when you don't do all that, you go out there to project an image as if you are doing well. You're nothing but a moron, honestly. And this does not only apply to, it's all our leaders. They are nothing but morons. You do things wrong. The way go and I go to say, oh, they do this, should achieve. What have you achieved? You achieve something, people and they sleep on with hunger. You achieve something when I not get electricity, when I not get clean water for drink. Because I don't care what you call it, sachet water, bottled water. Those are all contaminated stuffs that people drink. A bottled water, it contaminates. But if you tell people that, they will not understand because the Sierra Leone are not they think critically. The plastic way they pan, it contaminate them. Then get a process what they call adsorption. Plastic, a product from petroleum. You get certain chemical within them, where if water don't depend on long, it adsorb some of the chemical qualities from the plastic. The plastics, if they do the same thing through what is called like an osmotic process. That adsorption, they contaminate the water. You they drink IV say na clean water, but it's contaminated. In this part, when you use plastic, you get limited time with this. And this thing, I bought it 2 months ago. I'm going to stop to use it by the end of this month and get on. We have a lot of challenges because we are not using this. We intellectuals don't know a thing. Let we accept that. We have too many academics in Sierra Leone. Even the one that we study science, there are more of academic scientists than. We stagnate intellectually. That's why we have all the idiots in politics. And when you tell them that, then vex. I don't care whether you vex or you laugh or you gladdy. I don't care, because Sierra Leone now is my concern. Sierra Leone is bigger than all of us. And we'll get for begin think that way for change Sierra Leone. If we don't, then let us be ready for the worst, because change changes all the time. If you don't change, if you don't go with the flow, if you don't observe the frequency of what is happening, if you don't flow with it, when the tsunami comes to you, you'd have yourself to blame. This is a challenge the ECOWAS don't give we. Out of every problem, there is always going to be a new system. And one thing, most of us, when they talk about apocalypse, people think, oh, at the end of times. No, it's not the end of times. You were lied to. Apocalypse means undo and redo a new thing. Undo what is existing now, redo it to create a new thing. An apocalypse is taking place in Sierra Leone. We therefore wake up mentally, but make we understand what's in the happen. Now we see which direction we want our country go. Do we want it to go back? Because it's going back. When they change, when you undo something, definitely there is going to be a period of stagnation, and it's like some things will be going backwards. But do we want it to continue this way, or do we want it to move forward with a new frame? So this is the time Sierra Leoneans should begin to ask the relevant questions, think about the relevant processes and procedures we for use for make we country go before. UN don't throw a challenge. We talk, oh, it done, all man forget. Now ECOWAS don't throw a challenge. Are we going to talk, oh, they'll forget? Can't we sit down and discuss around these issues and ask, why is it happening this way? Do we blame the institutions or do we blame ourselves? Some people may want, oh, well, after the elections, we will go protest. Yes, you went and protest. They received your protests. That's as much as they can do, because that was as much as you did. There are other steps that we should have followed that we are not following. And this is the time we should look at what are the steps that we are going to follow. How do we follow them? What do we all do individually and collectively so that we go able to achieve the step, we go bring the result. And that step has nothing to do with militancy. Take gun and cutlass for go fight. No, we don't need it. The pen is the sword. It's mightier if we follow the procedure. If we be transparent enough to follow the procedure, we honest enough to follow the procedure, we tenacious enough to follow the procedure. It may take 6 months, it may take a year, but if we follow the procedure as a collective, if the procedure starts, the people of Sierra Leone begin talk about them, then begin hype about them, then begin talk this, talk that, then we'll be creating enough pressure for that procedure to be properly treated. But when the term reach, we go inform una. Only to go tell una a procedure to institute change is starting. And nobody can stop it because it's the wish of God. Nobody. Nobody. Go to all you Meresi man, take all the Meresi man that we know, can keep them in Upala. Nobody is going to stop it. Sierra Leone shall rise. Sierra Leone shall rise, and it's going to rise peacefully. I will take a break. I will come back in the next 1 or 2 minutes.
We pledge love and loyalty to we country salo. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo. We let we salo.
Sierra Leone is indeed a land rich in natural resources, including diamonds, gold, bauxite, and rutile, along with a vast potential for agriculture and fisheries. However, the shadows of its past, most notably the brutal civil war from 1991 to 2002, continue to haunt the nation. The war, fueled by corruption, economic disparity, and the infamous blood diamond, left deep scars on the social, political, and economic fabric of the country. The politics of grievance, characterized by deep-seated resentment and divisions along ethnic, regional, and partisan lines, remains a dominant force in Sierra Leone's political landscape. These grievances often stem from historical perceived marginalization of certain groups, legacies, corruption, and nepotism. As a result, the political discourse and interactions in Sierra Leone are frequently charged with mistrust and antagonism, impeding efforts to build unified nationalism. This fractured political climate has significant implications for nation building and development. A continuous cycle of blame and counter-blame between political parties has diverted focus from more critical developmental policies and reforms. Public institutions struggle with inefficiency and corruption, further eroding citizens' trust in the government. Consequently, national unity remains elusive, with regional and ethnic loyalties often taking precedence over a collective national identity. The lack of a cohesive national vision undermines development efforts, as political instability discourages foreign investment and disrupts long-term planning. Social cohesion is also compromised, with communities remaining divided along political and ethnic lines. For Sierra Leone to progress towards true nationhood and sustainable development, it is essential to address these historical grievances, promote inclusive governance, and foster political culture that prioritizes national interest over partisan gain.
This I will read to all Sierra Leoneans, because this is an invocation of we destiny. This is an invocation to instigate all of us to begin to use the power of mind over matter to make we change we country. I will read thus. This is not the beginning of our work. It is not the return to our work. We should not wait for the world to be ready. The trumpet for change has been sounded. We have to rise mentally to the occasion. We are not rebuilding Sierra Leone alone. We are but summoners who are waking up those who are asleep. We should not be afraid, and we should walk with vision. Amandla, Ashe, so be it. Amen. By the grace of the powers of the universe. Now, I would come to the second segment of today's talk. I am going to look at the culture of lying, for tell lies, and for think say we smart. We a part of the things we don't lead with also with this. So when I start this program, I did make it clear that in 2008, some of me friends and colleagues in Norway, been sit down one day they keep comping. Then just say I'm jokingly, but I know they were very serious. They meant every word they said as a joke. Say you different from all the Sierra Leoneans, they won't know. You know they lie. Then they lie woefully. We can see through them, but they make like we don't understand. They say you, the only problem we get, you get wamat. You quick for take things the way not for take them. Because sometimes you not can understand what you would they try for sake in look from what you understand. When they told me that, I smiled. We continued the discussion. We made something like office gathering or whatever. So by then I was in the municipal office. I come back, I sit down, I think about that. I go far in me thinking. I went deep in me thinking. I said, these guys, so then they observe everything. But when they see you, they check you and they smile to you, you know, they know, say, then they observe everything. You know, I want to say this today. The greatest benefit I get from coming to Norway is that it changed my psyche and my perceptions about life. Because here, trust and the rule. And no side truth not there. Trust not there. That's the greatest benefit I got coming here. And I am fortunate to have had time to understudy this society such that I think, say, I understand the way that they think and are able to distinguish between what's similar in the own way how they think and what's different in the own way how they think. There are a lot of good things about the way how they think, but there are also a lot of bad things about the way how they think. And one of them is the fact that we they lie compulsively. We do it when, in fact, we don't even think about it. We just do it because we feel, say, that is good to go. We do it because we always try for protect we ego. We want for look as the good guy. We never would want to be seen as weak or having weaknesses. And that is one of the reasons we make with politics day the way it is so. That is one of the reasons where they set we aside for make una able live together. Because rather than we sit down and accept that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right, this is right, everything is right when it is with us. But when it is with the next man, everything is wrong. And life does not go that way. It doesn't. It will never. It will never. You cannot be right all the time, others are wrong all the time. We are humans. The word human, part of in definition are imperfection. The other part of the definition are divinity. So when you say human, what you mean? Imperfect divinity. We have a divine power. We get the ability for create. We get the ability for destroy, but we are imperfect. So for us to all the time claim to be correct and others are wrong, it sends a queer message to people who can reason. And above all, when we do wrong, we would not admit that we are wrong. Instead, we'll give all the reasons to justify that wrong. That's lying. That's institutionalized lying. And that's what our politicians do all the time. That is what our governments do all the time. You don't have to come public to accept that you are wrong. But you have to sit quietly in your own time and ask yourself, this thing that I have done, is it right? If it's not right, okay, I have made this mistake. I'll ensure I don't make that mistake again. I'll move on. But at the same time, I have to make amends. You can quietly make amends without even making a public statement. But we will not believe in that. And one of the reasons that will make they talk plenty. Salomon, they talk like nobody. We're always talking. How we full up on our social media, past any nation. They talk. Because always we want to justify something. Always we want to prove that we are right. We have to examine some of these things and begin to change them. If even they are part of our culture, life is a dynamic force. Life changes all the time. We have to change with it, because if we don't, if life has to change us, it can be painful. Oh. It can be very painful. So we get for sit down, let we ask certain questions. We get for sit down, let we examine certain things. The powers of the universe is ready for Sierra Leone to change and move forward. But the people are still sleeping. Can we wake up, please? You are sleeping. All those who are attached to partisan fundamentalism, they are still sleeping mentally. Yeah, I mean, I SLPP Pekin, APC. You are sleeping mentally, honestly. Because if you not be asleep, if you ask yourself one simple question, then why would they all about? What they really don't do will make Sierra Leone better. If Sierra Leone been better, why would they run? They consider another man country for fun we live in. Simple questions. Then you gonna say, then two groups and they're not good for purpose. We'll not drag them, but I'll begin changing them. Put on a SLPP, tell SLPP, say, Paddy, this one who they do so is not correct. Put on a APC, tell APC, Paddy, what they do so is not correct. Now see if this change not go change. But we see them, with they sleep in our head, the whole time now like for they complain. Ebo, if complain me they solve problem, God be for don't can solve the problem. We don't go na mosque, we don't go na church, we don't look around, we done this, we done that, but see just they go bien. So it's simple. We are responsible for what is wrong with us. And what is wrong with us is that we don't take lie, we make a culture. In fact, now, it don't become institutionalized. Today, politicians are not being, they go publicly, take microphone, they lie. I mean, get them board and they send for go lie for them. Today, now the very one the way you expect for no better. And then they go sit down publicly, then lie. And then they smile with and they lie. At times, like you ask me, I say, don't these guys know that people see through them when they are lying? Or is it a trauma that is responsible for this? Because I always tell people and say, the biggest damage whether stupid work cause to we, not trauma. I don't know, the human race seems for don't lost control within elements. People that were not supposed for fet themselves now, then they fet now. Look what's in the happen at the Middle East. Arabs and Jews. They're cousins. They're cousins. History tells us that. The religion tells we that. Then great grandpa, the ancestor, na Iran come out. A Persian, in name Abraham. Muslims, they call her Ibrahim. He can't get 2 man, they each born picking for her. Then picking and then she don't they cause trouble so to themselves. Now, then go bomb the great grandpa and host, the great grandpa self the bomb. Something not wrong with the human race, honestly. We don't lost control. And this is the time for the human race to sit down and ask pertinent questions. Don't go about with your stupid egos. Otherwise, you'll make one mistake. And that will end the human race. Just like Salon. If we not sit down, we look at waiting for look at and begin bring solutions. Don't expect something we're bigger. We don't prepare the foundation, but until they sleep in our way, do not they see. You always a lie, which if God do not agree. All right. God do not be agree, but 10 years will they unlucky we self. And within that 10 years, Ghana passed we. Ghana was worse than Sierra Leone at the start of the war. 1991, things were bad off in Ghana. From 1975 up to 1991, things were very bad off in Ghana. We go na bush, go start nonsense because of lie and Congosa. That 10 year, what they power with nonsense. Ghana rose. Today, because we're not able to sit down for organize research, forget equip hospitals in Sierra Leone. They want to they thief the state money, where they sick and they go Ghana. That's very stupid. Because if you, now we imagine, say, you have all this money you think you can spend to go to Ghana. You don't need visa to go to Ghana, yes? True. Now West Africa. What if you find yourself in an emergency situation where you need treatment within the next 3 hours and there is no flight? You not get money for hire private jet. You dey die. You dey die. Nothing not to stop that. And when you die, you not dey blame God. You dey blame the ineptitude of society where you're not part of, or create the necessary infrastructure for make the place not suffer. Sierra Leoneans have to wake up. We are sleeping in our heads, and we sit down there with a lie per we serve. All time now we talk about Osama bin Laden, now they talk about Islamic fundamentalism, Christian fundamentalism. We are very fundamentalist people, them. All man they shape himself to in club and clan. Me a PC picking, and a party picking. Let God help you. Let God help Salon. The level of awareness will Sierra Leone need for make it continue for jail as a nation in our day. And if we continue so, Sierra Leone will go to an ethnic war. And when we reach there, we will not get nobody for blame pass on ourselves because we not mix there. 1991, before that, when the idiots been they planned the war, they came to some of us technically, we told them, no, don't mix me by rubbish. Don't mix me. We told some of the people who were then, they are sitting in governance, say, una get for up una behavior na ya. They felt, oh, but left boy in Amauge Boku talk. Well, I thank God for the Boku talk. I have seen it all. I've seen it all. You reach a point, because they saw me as somebody speaking for change. I was tagged, beaten, this, that, but I not get grudge against nobody. Not alone. Because I know how not done. So not fun for me. Yes. That can't stop what I have to do for Sierra Leone. And what I have to do for Sierra Leone is to bring the people for wake up. Sierra Leone gets everything we need. Sierra Leone get all the potentials we country need for develop, but we are sleeping. You see them, they make so. Well, we kill. They don't do so again. They'll make back so. It's time we wake up, Sierra Leoneans. And when they wake up, they'll put we heart them down. Put we heart them down. Yeah, Wamat not they benefit you, not they benefit nobody. Cause and fact, not they benefit you, not they benefit nobody. Let us sit down and think. How do we change this place? What do we do to check those who are abusing society? Because we cannot let them continue to do what they are doing. We have to create checks and balances in society. Would have feel say nine daddy died left Salon Kiam. They'll tell us say Salon belonged to 8 million people without having to kill them. Would have feel say nine daddy died left Salon Kiam. They'll tell us, hey, this not a family property. This now everybody in property. So it doesn't belong to specific families. It belongs to everybody. And everybody gets a right for there, for duty, for do, as long as we not broke the law. It's not a difficult thing to do if we wake up from our sleep and if we stop being political fundamentalists them, because Sierra Leonean have political fundamentalists now make things not they go before. We don't shape the country into two stupid clubs, APC, SLPP. Now they don't tribalize them. Is that what you think will develop Sierra Leone? Well, if not so, now one develop, let's shape the country. The side of them, they talk the one language when SLPP, let them be one republic. The other side, then they talk the other language will be APC, let them be another republic. Each of them gets enough resources for developing themselves. Each of them gets enough resources for developing themselves. Because geologically, every district in Sierra Leone has a resource potential, be it mineral or agricultural, we able to help the people and for develop if they get the correct mentality. That's all we need, correct mentality. That's how we then make that roti funk pepper. If they get the correct mentality, then go make a product to go fiber like that Tabasco, how they call them, that pepper then they put in a bottle, they export them. They will make Kenya pepper, then package them, they export them. As a matter of fact, pepper, that you then they use for make capsules, now medicine. If they get the correct mentality, then go make contact with the people who they produce them capsules, then they grow them for them, they export to them. That's an economic product. But because we they sleep in our head, all man want go into politics because we believe quick gentry. We believe say life, then they give you a silver platter or golden platter. Not for think, not for suffer. Hey, life na need the agba. A life no need the agba mentality. Na don't put people lucky so. So na try wake up and sleep, yeah? Na try wake, Sierra Leoneans. Not a leadership now problem. Because that's how I would have a good leader. We'll never have good leadership. Because all of us are sleeping mentally. Would they sleep till would they go elect the wrong people then? So I would expect for a good leader. Good leadership, now an intellectual situation. When I for think, when I act properly, then the leader will act properly. Just like poverty. Poverty is a state of the mind. If you think you're poor, you'll always be poor. I like them give 1 billion, they misuse them. I'm how think say, he get the ability for be rich. Give him $1,000 now. If they sit down, he think, he plan, he work with that $1,000. 1 year from now, go ask him, if they tell you, say that money, I don't make 50,000, I don't make 100,000. He not get billions, but he get the rich mentality, get the wealth creation mentality. And a man like that way continue, 5-10 years later, if you say don't be multi-millionaire in dollars or whatever currency, believe. But we give Sierra Leonean money. The first thing they do, go buy clothes census, buy expensive chain. Any party you read, they do new clothes and new shoes, they dance. Now, who be dance like go boy? Therefore, wake up, I'll sleep. If we're not able to wake up again, if Lord give the chance to pick in and let them wake up and then sleep. Because some of you feel so, don't let you not let you're never late. You can wake up in the next 3 to 5 years, you reverse everything what happen in your life. We are responsible for everything happening to us by the way we think and plan. And because Sierra Leone is a composite of all of us thinking the same way, that's why it is like it is now. If we change that and begin thinking, let us do something that will change here for us all to be able to produce goods and services. When I go see economic activities begin take place, in the next 10 years, it's a different picture. But first, we need to wake up. Now they sleep, now they walk. Now wake, now able to walk. Now they sleep, either they rest or sometimes they get mental incapacity. So the choice is ours to make. We get to move away from some of the things them who don't take as culture. Lying get in historical root. The historical root of lying is that in those days, when people been they bullied and comping them, those who did not have power had to lie to survive. During the Civil War, lying was introduced as part of the procedures of fighting the war. We call them propaganda, war propaganda. And the fact is, when truth is killed, then there is war. But the truth then killed in Sierra Leone. And kill them in funny ways. They created propaganda for a certain set of people to be seen as the enemies, to be hated. Then the war starts. Now they planted today. And now we don't get deep roots. It's so deep that if we not check that line, it take we into an ethnic war. And all of us will regret it. You know why? If an ethnic war breaks out in Sierra Leone today, it's going to affect Sierra Leoneans globally. The one in America will go begin kill themselves. The one in England will begin kill themselves. Australia, Norway, all over. Some of we will calculate things before they come because we know they sleep in our way. Now they tell you, let us do this so that this will not happen. But if una see me happen, I swear to God, when that time reach, if I dey alive, then nobody no can seek sympathy to me. I don't have it to waste. I don't. Prevention is always better than cure. Prevention is always better than cure. If nobody cares now and it happens, then we caused it. Just like we can lie, say, that's how we poor here. Now we all poor. Those of us who sat down without saying anything, those of us who felt this environment was not comfortable, we left for greener pastures, and me no say the pastures, they're not green here. You had them black. First you be man or woman for surviving here. They left in droves. Now you poor, you left. Take responsibility. Ask yourself, okay, don't be now. What you go do? How go make them? And part of making is for us to begin to accept that we're all wrong. Because the inability to accept that we're all wrong is part of lying. We dey lie to ourselves personally. Not to me. And I've been there. Maybe I left Sierra Leone in the 70s. And I left Sierra Leone in the 60s. You left, and so you became part of the problem. If you were there, maybe your brain power would have helped to make a better Sierra Leone. I was there up to 98. I was saying what I needed to say. Those who know. They didn't listen. Abo left boy, get confusion. I'm all like Boku talk. Well, maybe now that I make for can talk Boku. And for confuse and for getting a hand. And to God, we are not able to change it and they will. Unable. I go listen. Jesus Christ, if you're not been getting a hand, we are not going to pray to him today. Prophet Muhammad, if you've not been getting on, and not been forget Islam today. We have to wake up in Sierra Leone. We've had the Security Council issue, we don't get ECOWAS issue. Now we take and make beautification in some cases. You get blessing. I made them appoint them. The man they just use them for a purpose. Not a blessing. God not stupid, God not partial, or bless a few people, they are lucky, the majority. We are what we are because of the way we think, and we become what we think. If you're given an opportunity to serve, don't see it that you're special. See it that you're just lucky to have been the one appointed for that purpose. and do it with the best wish and will, so that it will serve as a legacy to your name unto generations yet unborn. The George Washingtons, the Adams, etc., then they talk about in America. The, how do you call this guy who came with the principle of separations of power? All of those people, they were not multi-billionaires or whatever. They only had the tenacity and time to think and say, this is what is right, this is what is not right. It was accepted. Today, centuries after they are dead and gone, or decades after they are dead and gone, they talk about them. The same with all the prophets, they talk about in our religion. The same with Robert Nesta Marley, Bob Marley. And he was alive, he sang, trying to get us to awake. In 1980, he was invited to go and play at the stadium in Harare, Zimbabwe, Snakes Park, on the road going to Bulawayo. He sang redemption song. He said, the pirates rob us. They take us on the merchant ships to become slaves. After that, they came back to bully us. Today, they are telling us about atomic weapons. And today, we hear that Iran, two cousins, they are fighting themselves. So everybody be atomic bomb. But Bob Marley said, they are not going to use it because they cannot stop the time. Elon Musk done the early experiment for go na Mars. If they be succeed for go there, Santiago go say them go use atomic bomb. But now we sit down and they use their weapon, they won't die. I always they tell una say people who they use weapon, they're cowards. Brave men don't use weapons to change things. They use words, they use conviction. Mahatma Gandhi convinces people, and India changed. Adolf Hitler used weapons and he failed and destroyed Europe. Cowards cause destruction. And Sierra Leoneans, do we want to continue to be cowards? Do we want to wait for another war to cause destruction? Because that's cowardice. If we don't, let us begin to accept responsibility. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop lying to others about our grandeur, which does not exist. When I see on the people that not get it for it, now they go all about. We are pleased to announce that the memorandum of understanding has been signed between a company in America and the government of Sierra Leone for the construction of the Lunge Bridge. That's a big lie you're lying to yourselves, you idiots. If you had the capacity to, if Lunge Bridge was an economic project, I swear to God, let me don't see tomorrow. Let me die this night. If it was an economic project, it would have started a long time ago. The world is a place of business, not a place of ego trips. Business people would have been running to Sierra Leone to ask for the contract. Rather for the lie on herself, think so now they lie to people how they think. If it was an economic project, companies would have gone to Sierra Leone because there's a database of all projects on that. They know about the Lunge Bridge. You don't need to go and find an investor. There's a database. All viable projects are put on that database. As a matter of fact, internationals like the IMF, the European Union, they know about these projects. They know all the people who have the money to spend. They would have asked one of them, come and let's go do that thing in Sierra Leone. But it's not an economically viable project. The town, as you said, electricity don't broke down for divert the attention of the people. And I begin like Lunge Bridge. They get down Salo, they call himself American ambassador. I don't know how that guy they turn. I don't really want to talk about him. Maybe he's under some blackmail. Then lying here. Now they make we country not they go before. Don't face the truth. We get problem with infrastructural capacities. And that has to be the first priority. One, power supply. Two, telecommunications. Those two things, if we don't develop them and get them to be stable and for them to reach the least area in the country, it will take before we develop. It will take. Now, I don't think I make propaganda thing. When I say this will happen, when I can't talk this. Yes, when I don't go Guinea for go ask for power. You don't have to go to Guinea to ask for power supply. Build the infrastructure in Sierra Leone for receive the power supply from Guinea. It will come. Sierra Leone is a member of the West Africa Power Pool. That means we can put power, then we can receive power. Why do you have to go to Guinea? And let us assume Guinea say that they give we electricity. How will they pass? Almost part na Freetown go get that electricity. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't do my research. There is a way it can be connected from the power grid that has been put in place from the tell them in starter under Ahmed Tijan Kabato now. The power grid where they in place. If there is a connection to the Bumbuna grid where them be done build, then we can get supply to Freetown. Yes, that is a correct way to think, but we don't need to go to the Guineans. Sort out what is not there internally. Then ask the management of the West African power pool to increase the supply sent to Sierra Leone so that they will get paid for it. Such and simple. But when una ego them big pass una and lie na part of una ethical standards, everything una make big news. Then go Guinea for go get power supply. Lie. Official lie. Guinea has their challenges with electricity. The West African power pool is there to solve all those challenges. Let us focus on building it. Let us focus internally on putting in place the infrastructure that we need so that we can tap into the West African power pool and even profit from them. Build dams internally, we're going to supply power in Sierra Leone. The excess we will not need, we put under the West African power pool. It's that simple. But everything we now want for massage your ego there. And we now want to create deviation from the truth. Lying is now part of the ethical standards of Sierra Leone. It is. And the unfortunate side is the people don't see through these lies because they are sleeping. The few of us who are not sleeping, we see through your lies. And we'll tell the people what you lie about and how you lie. And to God, if you're not glad you na bangu na head na wallow, and we are not offend some of you. We are not offend some of you. Because now we all papa and I left Salon Giving. Na correct to the try for correct to na. No hate to na. We get to move away from what we know. Because everything we know na Sierra Leone wrong. And that make we not go before. You cannot use the method that caused the problem to solve the problem. Because if we continue for use them, you create a lot of problems in society. Education is one area that has been grossly affected with this lying culture we'll get. Honestly, I've been one for talk about education today, but I've still decide for deal with this thing. Then the next program, I go talk about education. When I come to that program, I go show how lying and cheating they affect you even now. Because when I listen to some of these guys claiming to be educated talk, not only the language where then they talk and they listen, now the reasoning where then they express. And they see say they went through an educational system that taught them how to cheat and lie. And in their factory, so their factory unity, their factory economic ability for develop itself, etc., etc. Inside with societies, cheating and lying don't make a lot of people suffer in discomfort. There are a lot of Sierra Leoneans out in the diaspora where they suffer now. When they suffer, then get their money. When they send them to Sierra Leone, people then misuse them. That's what lying and cheating has made us into. That poor pikin we died in this year by road accident in Belgium. In Papa, na a younger one to me. The time we I dey teach, I dey get to lane. In Papa with in grandpa, I be next door neighbors then to me. The grandpa na ina been the Limba chief Alaji Bangura. As a matter of fact, at the part that the morning where my mama died in place of work. She was a nursing sister. She had some head attack. He just go unconscious, he died. He died in a Connaught hospital. She was the superintendent of the operation theater. When they try to prepare for an operation in the morning, he get this attack. At the part that we then go talk to, and can meet me in the house, he tell me, but my mama ain't die one. Because we were very close, we were like family. In Bobo, one of in Bobo them, because the other one them, that one been they play for Leon Stars, we been they Sweden, we been die, Bese, and in Bobo, Bese, Bangura. The big one pan the Isa Bangura himself pass off recently. Now Mohammed in West, in Pekin one they say West. And they say I die by road accident. Early morning, the young girl come out for go walk. And the way going, whether I tire, sleep, involve an accident where life go. This is what it is out here. It is what it is out here. But most times when we go home, we don't tell our people the truth because we want to make them see how big we make JC. I made the last job in the go salon, and one boy tell me, where they can afford buy motor car, I say for waiting. Now for ship motor car, I say for waiting. Now so he company and they do. I say, well, me not name company, I name boy. So I go. What in there nowadays? I say motor car they don't salon. He say no. I say, well, motor car they I go use your Audi. I like I get for rent, no matter I go use them. People don't know the truth about the hard life within our empire because we keep lying to them and to ourselves. Now, that lie don't go inside with government. Now, that lie, then they use it officially and get the squealer. Every day, all my client, they like, look at you, look kid. You know, we get for wake up. There are a lot of things wrong about us. We'll get for move away from. Otherwise, we will continue with this process what they call self-sabotage. We dey sabotage we self in Sierra Leone. Honestly. Let we go to Africa. Let we take example from other parts, especially East Africa. Let we see how trust, because they are not lying to each other, because they accept responsibility, how that they help them for go before. Ethiopia don't build the largest dam in the world because they get trust. And the people let's say put money, Lunge Bridge on they lie, but if Sierra Leoneans been trusting, I swear to God, will they contribute money they build? Yes. Yes. Will they buy treasury bonds them? Will bill out trust. But the line I not agree. I'll tell you, I get flagship project, but then flagship here and I lie full up with this. When I make it, they work. If truth been there on the flagship, well, for fun ways, that means we'll go help play work. But nobody know they put him on side trust, no they. Nobody know they participate to side trust, no they. It's time we do a rethinking, Sierra, because I know they talk this because of I get anything against SLPPO. And I will know this say, this SLPPO will come out, the government will they come back. Even APC was past them. Because the culture of lying are part of the Sierra Leone mentality. So we the people, we need for begin take steps. Now we move away from them things here. Nobody know they stop SLPP. Nobody know they stop APC. But the cultures who don't develop, we need for change them. If we not change them, nothing will change in Sierra Leone. Nothing. We can do something. This is an assignment. ECOWAS don't give you assignment. We self therefore ask we self a lot of questions as an assignment. How do we want Sierra Leone? What kind of Sierra Leone are we looking for? What kind of Sierra Leone will be convenient for all of us so that those in the diaspora will go back, sit in their corner, and do what they have to do to help make Sierra Leone. Not to pass, who that the diaspora, pass he go contribute £1,000, $2,000, $5,000, so that election, if in party win, then go get office. That's not lie with a lie to we self again. That's another lie we tell to ourselves. It's a structural lie what they help for put we country being. And these guys in politics, they wouldn't go to the villages to talk to the people. They would prefer to come and have town halls in the diaspora because of what's in, for can lie and then get small money. If you are doing what is correct, you don't need to come to the diaspora. We will send money for you. Yeah. You don't need to come and talk to us. We know you are doing what is right. We can help you. Don't come and beg us. Do what is right, then we assist you, because if you do it correctly, it's for everybody's benefit. But because lie in a culture, and lie don't be with ethical standards, so now we they make them official. All meetings, connect dances, all mango dance, fundraising. Can we wake up from that lying? Can we, Sierra Leoneans? Can we? If we can, then it will be for everybody's benefit. If we can't, then let us prepare for change to change us. I think I will end here today. And I thank you for listening to me. I will come back on Wednesday. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at increasing the number of programs, but I'm so busy. That's not my problem. I'm so busy that I'm able to do program every day. There are a lot of things I'm doing together, but some of them will go off my hand in the near future because one of them I'm almost finished now, which is the book writing. I'm finishing the second edit. I'll send it for some review. Then maybe send them to the publisher because I want that book there for come this year. All of that will help Sierra Leone to come back to track. Then if that don't come on I made, maybe I go take 3 months, 6 months leave from writing. Then I may increase the number of programs I'm doing per week. And that I will improve also on the broadcasting setup. So, I thank you for listening to me. The new people now, they listen to me. Share this video. Subscribe to the platform, new as well as old. Help for like the video. I need thing there for make this thing improve. Help will improve them. Because this is for Sierra Leone, it's not for Boijalo. What I'm doing here is not for personal reason. If it was for personal reason, I wouldn't sit here to talk. I would sit down here for write books. And generations yet unborn will read it. My children's children will get money from it. I don't want to be that selfish. That's why I'm here, talking to people. Yes, at times I can be very harsh, but I have to. Okay, for tell yourself the hard truth at times. To make we understand, say we sleep. If we wake up and slumber. And I thank you for listening to me. We will meet up on Wednesday. On a good night and good morning and good afternoon. And stay peaceful. The world, they go through a lot of trauma. Don't panic. Don't be afraid. Be conscious, that's all. And stay peaceful. Wish peace. Nobody is going to destroy the world. Let us wish peace. And a good night.
We pledge love and loyalty to be country salo. Now here we there, here we born. We sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo. We let we salo.
Sierra Leone is indeed a land rich in natural resources, including diamonds, gold, bauxite, and rutile, along with a vast potential for agriculture and fisheries. However, the shadows of its past, most notably the brutal civil war from 1991 to 2002, continue to haunt the nation. The war, fueled by corruption, economic disparity, and the infamous blood diamond, left deep scars on the social, political, and economic fabric of the country. The politics of grievance, characterized by deep-seated resentment and divisions along ethnic, regional, and partisan lines, remains a dominant force in Sierra Leone's political landscape. These grievances often stem from historical injustice, perceived marginalization of certain groups, legacies of corruption and nepotism. As a result, the political discourse and interactions in Sierra Leone are frequently charged with mistrust and antagonism, impeding efforts to build a unified national identity. This fractured political climate has significant implications for nationhood and development. The continuous cycle of blame and counter-blame between political parties has diverted focus from more critical developmental policies and reforms. Public institutions struggle with inefficiency and corruption, further eroding citizens' trust in the government. Consequently, national unity remains elusive, with regional and ethnic loyalty often taking precedence over a collective national identity. The lack of a cohesive national vision undermines development efforts, as political instability discourages foreign investment and disrupts long-term planning. Social cohesion is also compromised, with communities remaining divided along political and ethnic lines. For Sierra Leone to progress towards true nationhood and sustainable development, it is essential to address these historical grievances, promote inclusive governance, and foster a political culture that prioritizes national interests over partisan gains.
Salud,